Welcome, Wes here, pain relief expert, and if you've been dealing with sciatica, you know just how frustrating it can be. It can feel like you're stuck in a traffic jam that never ends. At least that's how I felt when I had sciatica driven by the piriformis. But luckily, I learned a series of stretches that I'm going to share with you today that help me and my clients get over their sciatica and piriformis syndrome. But first, let's do a quick anatomy lesson. The piriformis rotates the leg outward, it stabilizes the pelvis, and the sciatic nerve runs to the piriformis. So when it gets aggravated and inflamed, it pushes up against that sciatic nerve and causes sensations in the buttocks and down the leg. And it is really amazing how just this little pear-shaped muscle can cause so many problems and squeeze the sciatic nerve like toothpaste. And you need to know that it is a deep butt muscle, so it's a real pain in the, well, you know what. Okay, now for the first stretch. So this is going to be 1 out of 3. We're also going to do some modifications, and we're going to start with the easy and convenient stretches and then go to the advanced ones. So the first one is going to be the new and improved figure 4 stretch. The first thing we're going to do before we do this stretch is we're going to contract the right glute. This is where the magic happens. We're contracting it and becoming aware of those big muscles surrounding the piriformis, because if we get those strengthened up, the piriformis has more support and it's less inflamed. Who doesn't want to have buns of steel too, right? So after we found the glute, we're going to go through the modified version of the figure 4 stretch. So our right leg will be over our left lower leg, and we're just going to push the knee down, feeling a light stretch in the hip. And then after that, we're going to hug the knee towards the left shoulder, and you want to hold these for 20 to 30 seconds. And then we'll just relax and we'll squeeze that glute for 10 seconds. After that, if that feels good, you can move the leg up above the knee. And you're just going through the same thing, push down on the knee, feeling the stretch, taking the knee towards the left shoulder, and then contracting that glute, same way. And then we can progress to going all the way with the leg at a right angle and pushing the knee down. And if you can't get your lower leg even, don't worry about it. With a little practice with these stretches, you'll be tying yourself up in knots. And if you're really ready for a challenge, you can straighten up your back and lean forward for a deeper stretch in the hip. And you can stretch both sides, but definitely focus on the side more where you have the symptoms. So if I'm having symptoms of sciatica and piriformis syndrome on my right side, I'm going to do a couple extra reps of stretches on that side. And the wonderful thing is, it's an easy stretch to stick with because you can do it anywhere sitting down. You can do it at a restaurant, on the couch, in the office. And you can even do the same stretch laying down like this. You can do this when you wake up in the morning. You can grab the back of your leg if you need more of a stretch. You can grab on your shin bone. Okay, so this one is definitely more advanced, but it's worth it to try it. It's called the Pigeon Pose, and they call it that because when you get finished with it, you're floating like a pigeon. So we're going to start this stretch out in tabletop position, shoulders directly under the wrists, and we're going to extend the left leg back, and we're going to bend the right leg and bring the right foot towards the left arm like this. And once you get that leg up, you can slowly sink into it. And this is how you start. And if you feel comfortable, you can move that lower leg up to more of a right angle to feel a deeper stretch in the hip. And if your quad is a little tight, you can start with bending the leg like this. And you may find it a little bit easier to do the stretch. And make sure, if you haven't done these stretches, to start with a figure 4 stretch and work your way up to this pigeon stretch. So this is just a little bonus tip that I really feel like is going to help. Remember, I told you that strengthening up the glutes will help support the piriformis. That's what we're going to do here. So we're going to lay down, bend the legs, feet are straight, and we're going to start with a bridge. This bridging up, squeezing the glutes and squeezing the abs. You can do this when 10 reps of this when you wake up in the morning, just to get those glutes and abs fired up, and it really helps the piriformis. So this next floor stretch is pretty amazing. So we're going to extend our right leg, and we're going to bring our left leg over our right, rotating, and then we're going to bring our arm to the side like this. Okay, this is an amazing stretch, not only for the piriformis, but for our spine and for our chest. And stretching all this out helps the piriformis and sciatica. And you can hold this on each side for 20 to 30 seconds. A little thing that you can do if you need something a little easier or more simple is just gliding the knees from side to side. That will do a lot to loosen up your SI joint. So while we're here, we're going to go over a bonus tip. So we're going to roll over onto our side, hand at our head, and we're going to do a clam. So we're opening up the knees, our thighs are even with our body. We want to squeeze a muscle on the side here called the gluteus medius, okay? And we want to do 10 reps on each side. This strengthens those powerful glutes to support the piriformis. So we did go over a fair amount of things, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. So the top 2 stretches that are a priority for you to do is the figure 4 stretch, and also just simply squeezing the glutes, because these are really effective and you can do them anywhere. And remember to subscribe, that way you can tell your friends everything you learned about your butt muscle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.